At 16 euro, we have seen this, and this. But have you ever seen this? This is a Mali garnet from the 16th family. In this episode, we are going to cut it into a super sparkling video. To start, we first need to roughly shape the stone. In this episode, we are going to do a square fancy cut. So we need to shape it into this kind of square, even though it might sound like stating the obvious. Before we proceed with the formal cutting, we first need to attach the stone to the dop stick. Then we flatten the table of the stone. After the table is polished flat, we mount the stone onto the faceting machine. Now, we are officially in the cutting process. At this point, we are grinding the girdle of the stone, and we need to shape this girdle into an octagon. Like this, with 4 large facets and 4 small facets. Now we are polishing the first tier of the crown of the stone, which also consists of 4 large facets and 4 small facets. Once the first tier of the crown is completed, it somewhat resembles the crown of an asher cut. Let's continue watching. Now we are polishing the second and third tiers of the crown. Once the entire crown is finished, it looks like this, consisting of 3 tiers in total. After finishing the crown, we proceed to polish it. The polishing and grinding sequence is the same, so I won't elaborate further. Let's talk about Mali garnet. Mali garnet belongs to the garnet family and is a hybrid gemstone. Its scientific name should be calcium iron aluminum garnet. Although it is not well known and not familiar to the general public, in terms of dispersion among gemstones, it is unparalleled, because its dispersion value is even higher than that of diamond. To put it less formally, it sparkles even more than a diamond. Now, you might ask, how would you say it more precisely? I can only say that Mali garnet is the least showy gemstone in the garnet family. It is a serious gemstone, even though it is yellow. Like this, the entire shrub is completed. And then we turn the stone over to prepare for polishing the pavilion of the stone. When I took the stone off, I realized I forgot to polish the table. So we need to polish the table first. Then we turn the stone over again and attach it to the dop stick to prepare for polishing its pavilion. Now we are polishing the 2 lower tiers of the pavilion, which are cut in a step style. Once the 2 lower tiers of the pavilion are completed, it looks like this. It somewhat resembles the pavilion of an asher cut, but from here on, it becomes completely different. Now we are polishing the 3rd and 4th tiers of the pavilion, which are entirely composed of facets. Once the entire pavilion is completed, it looks like this. Then we switch the grinding wheel to a polishing wheel to polish the pavilion. Now we are polishing the first tier of the pavilion, which is also the foundational layer. This is what the first tier of the pavilion looks like after polishing. Now we are polishing the 2nd and 3rd tiers of the pavilion, which are entirely composed of facets. Like this, the entire stone is completed. We won't polish the last layer. We'll leave it as a frosted line. Then we apply adhesive to the stone to remove it from the dual P stick. For those spots that can't be cleaned easily, we need to wash them in alcohol. Some friends ask how long to wash it for. There's no time limit, just until it's clean. Then we take it out and wipe it dry. The result is quite good. Let's take a look. The effect under natural light is that the Mali garnet is really too dazzling, so much so that its facets can't be captured. In fact, every unique and extraordinary item is incredibly lonely. For example, the Mali garnet always wants to naturally stand out. But how much bitterness and helplessness is contained in this natural emergence? No one can understand. Goodbye.